Henry Stickmin. He's short on cash, so it's time to get some. Not to be confused with Henry Stickman. Chad Hansen. Fresh out of college, guarding a bank sounds awesome. Unfortunately, this job happens to be in the middle of nowhere. Philly Golan. Philly's been working as a guard at this bank vault for 5 years now. He loves the badass look of the uniform. Ted McAdams, the driver of the bank truck. He and Winston have been partners for many years. Ted has always been the driver. Winston Davis. He always rides shotgun in the bank truck. He prefers looking at the scenery rather than focusing on the road. Henry Stickmin. Arrested for the attempted burglary of the bank. He now sits in Red Mesa Penitentiary. Rupert Price. He's been on the force for nearly 8 years. He joined the police academy right out of high school. Dave Panpa. He's new to the force and eager to do a good job. Harold Ronson. He works as a prison's janitor, but he also enjoys doing their maintenance work. Blade Knifeman McGee. Serving multiple life sentences for multiple counts of murder, he gave himself the nickname Knifeman. Kev Portley. He only became a cop because he knows cops eat donuts and he loves donuts. You won't catch him doing much police work. Stump Blump. He was beat up a lot as a child because of his name, for obvious reasons. Ryan Goldman. Red Mesa's Penitentiary's Employee of the Month for the month of June. Carlos Burdett. He works at a desk job at the prison. He prefers it over going into the dangerous field. Straight Shooter. Legally changed his name to Straight Shooter. He spits hot fire and raps mad lyrics. Respect. Jen Brunn. One of the administrators of the prison. She keeps it running in decent condition. John Farn. A rookie to the team. This is the first meeting he's ever attended. John Gritz. Just got back from breaking up a fight between 2 inmates. It didn't go so well. John Saskatchewan. He joined the police force for the action, but they stuck him behind a desk. John Barley. Failed out of firearms training 3 times, he's technically not allowed to use his weapon outside of the shooting range. Captain Geoffrey Custard. 30 years ago, a janitor threw out his lunch. He's held a grudge against janitors ever since. Jonas Nugan. He's been quickly moving up the ranks, just need to pass that marksman exam. Captain Roland Canterbury, the man in charge of all officer training at Red Mesa, known to be very strict. Unknown Hendricks. Always sleeping on the job, nobody knows his first name. Pete Sound. Notorious for taking food that isn't his from the employee's fridge. Sally Q. She often gets confused for someone else, which is strange because she doesn't even have red hair. Gary Gray. Constantly putting on evidence duty, his least favorite job. Ungus Bungus. Met a harsh fate many years ago. Felix White. The city's most prominent defense attorney. He works hard to ensure innocent people are not put away. Hubert Brown. One of the city's judges. It's very difficult to tell him apart from other judges in the city. Vladimir von Braun. Nemesis to Mr. White. He's pretty cocky in his ability to put criminals away. This often becomes his downfall. Winston Davis. He's been disposed due to his involvement in the bank's break-in. Either way, he won't be going back to his old job anytime soon. Chuck Samets. He works at Sandwich City and enjoys his free sandwich for lunch every day. Juno Grumptert. He's received jury duties 27 times this year. This can make even the most cheery man cynical. Dane Sludge? Hailing from a foreign country, this is his first time in a big city. Steve Stevens grinds away at his office job daily. He dreams of owning a pizza shop. Bert Slim. He's been on the force for 6 years now, and yet there are still days that surprise them. Tom Hardley. He takes his job very seriously, and never seems to take those sunglasses off. Captain Ed Roberts. The chief of police here at Red Mesa. He runs a tight ship and expects the best from all his cadets. Jimothy Pug. Barely new to the force, does not handle pressure well. Michael Benz. Joined the force at the same time as his best friends. He's the clean-shaven one. Sean Sheen. This is his first day back from a nice vacation. You ruined it. Matthew Flexer. He joined the force at the same time as his best friend. He has a goatee. Henry Stickmin. Life has been rough after breaking out of prison. Time to make some quick cash by stealing the Tunisian diamond. Mayor Fredrickson. This underdog winner of last year's election. He's popular amongst the citizens because of his love for the arts. Jeff Stickley. He enjoys his rooftop posts. It gives him a chance to admire the stars. He considers himself an amateur astronomer. Ted McAdams. He quit working as an armored truck driver after a certain incident. Jacob Rose. The museum's newest hire. He's still in training, so he's not allowed to work unsupervised quite yet. Cliff Nux. He picked up smoking so he could take more breaks. Conrad Connors. He got the job as a security guard because his friend hooked him up. They tend to work their shifts together. Billy Barnes. Usually manages to work the same shift as his friend. Zach Nutt. Takes his job seriously. Some of his coworkers get annoyed with his constant use of the walkie-talkie. Humbert Schult works for the museum on a foreign exchange program. Nobody knows exactly which country he's from. Billy Cled. Always looking for excuses to use his nightstick. He loves to show off his skills to his coworkers. Sam Turner. They love the guarding aspect of security guard work. Actually dealing with burglars, not so much. Richard Wilkins. He's a hard-working fellow who always tries to do his best. He loves chocolate. Todd Slimmons. It's hard to work odd hours at a museum. Your sleep hours get all messed up. He's doing his best. Rupert Price. His workplace suffered a huge embarrassment. He's determined to work extra hard now. Johnny Panzer. He's risen quickly through the ranks, and it's no surprise his skills are well above average. Jack Sheen. The only helicopter pilot on the force who can fly to the city and back in under 2 hours. Samuel Mundy. He's not a crazed assassin, but he doesn't work for the police department either. Looks like he was hired for a job. James Lancelot. Frequently eats at those medieval restaurants. Claims his family used to be nobles way back when. Dave Pampa. Was fired from his previous job for negligence. He bounced back quickly through, though, and found a new job as security guard. Kurt Dietrich. This guy hates going to work. Not to mention they paired him with some annoying newbie. Gah. Joseph Joe. He may not look like it, but he's a scrappy guy. He's not itching for a fight, but he won't back down if challenged. Timothy Lewis. Goes by Tim. His work shift usually involves running a nightly patrol. Alexander Garb. He's scared of heights and birds. Oh no. Tony Franz. He's secretly in the Mafia. He got places here so that he could launder money. Clyde Jenkins, a standard-level employee at the Center for Chaos Containment. CCC protocol requires you to run action by a superior officer. Corporal Bill Bullitt, the person in charge of the Center for Chaos Containment Central Branch. He's pretty lax and trusts his agents to do their jobs well. Henry Stickmin. Captured by the government, he's been given a chance to clear his name by taking down the notorious Top Hat clan. Captain Gale Force, the man in charge of the undercover Top Hat raid. It was his idea to recruit Henry. Charles Calvin, a veteran helicopter pilot for the government. He's one of the youngest and most experienced pilots. Rupert Price. He's moved up through the ranks quickly. He felt he could do more in the military than he was as a policeman. Reginald Copperbottom, the current leader of the Top Hat clan. He wears a hat of the previously dethroned leader. Right-hand band. He's a Top Hat chief's right hand. Nobody knows his true name. Geoffrey Plumb. His abnormally large head makes it difficult for him to see. Sledge MacRush. He can swing a sledgehammer faster than most people swing a blade. Hans Spearman. A bit of a loose cannon, he's known for stabbing wildly with great range. Hatchman. Nicknamed as such because he watches the hatch, like a doorman, but for hatches. Slice. Took a blade to the face during an encounter, now prefers to stay behind the scenes. Winston Davis. Lost a truck driving job due to multiple investigations after a stowaway was found inside the bank. Magnus Eriksson. An eager new member looking to move up in the ranks. Floyd Winters. He picked out the most stylish hat he could find when he joined, dreams of opening a worm farm one day. Durbert Daniels. He's been hooked on the hot new mobile game called Between Us Two. Douglas Merle. He's not a big fan of being airborne. He's looking to transfer to a different division. Wilhelm Kragas. He's pretty sharp when it comes to technology. The airship doors are just notoriously finicky. Handsome Harold. He considers himself the face of the Top Hats, with 18 cha. He's good at talking his way out of a bad situation. Alcohol. A novice photographer, he took up one of the rooms on the airship to develop his photos to perfection. Matthew Norbert. He joined the Top Hats because he couldn't really think of anything better to do. Benjamin Borsius. Loves playing single-player, linear, story-heavy video games. Thomas Chestershire. He wears 2 monocles for twice the class. Oldman. Yeah, she's not that old, but the gray hair caused everyone to give him the nickname. Herb Stokes. A master crane operator. He invented 4 tricks you can only do with a crane. Cool Kate. She gave herself the title Cool Kate. Will it stick? Or will it man? Two-Ton Tony. He switched from the Mafia to the Top Hat clan. They had more flexible hours and more stylish gear. Koopa Joe. He volunteered for the tech support job so that he could be alone and mess around on the computer. Terrence Suave, the previous leader of Top Hat Clan. He was overthrown because of his reckless nature and poor leadership. Sir Wilford IV. Fourth is his name, one of the strongest leaders in Top Hat Clan history. Billy G. He was quite romantic despite multiple claims that he's not my lover. TRNK. A failed experiment in resurrecting a long-dead leader. Didn't last long before he turned on everyone. George Finks. He's secretly considering leading the Top Hat Clan. Manual Friend. He was so eager to finally fly on the airship, it was his dream ever since he joined the Top Hat Clan. Harry Butts. He'll never admit it, but he joined the Top Hat Clan to get back at everyone that made fun of his name growing up. Rounda Bounda. Rounda Gon Poundja. His catchphrase. Mr. Blank. Was on track for a doctorate but ran into financial troubles. He joined the Top Hat Clan in hopes of funding himself again. Mac Damper. He follows orders. All his money goes into his flower shop back home. Flex Hamley. A meathead. I'll leash him and he's like a mad dog. Naruto Kage. He learned a secret technique to running way faster, plus it makes it harder to get hit by bullets. Bob Haas. This is his first mission outside of training. He's really worried he won't do a good job. Joe Hunter. He was hoping he'd see some action in the Top Hat mission. Good thing Henry failed then. Ryu. He joined the Top Hat Clan in hopes of traveling the world to find the strongest fighters. Kent. He was betrayed by his friends who left the academy to join the Top Hat Clan. He hopes to bring them back. Samuel Mundy. He was contracted out in case a large battle of the Top Hats broke out. Chocolate Chi. A sneaky devil. He tries to disguise himself as members of the enemy ranks, though his top hat never disappears. Mr. Brimley. Wears his hat super low, which makes it a bit difficult to see, honestly. Sammy Sorry. He refuses to ever apologize for anything, on principle. Nate Box. He was called into action before he passed his close quarters combat training. Quick Draw. One of the fastest shooters in the Top Hat Clan. His accuracy is not so good though. Goo Guy. One awkward conversation about goo on your first day and that's all you're known for. Wilson Stone. The director of the branch of the CCC. His employees agree he is one of the best CCC directors. Larry Gordon. For someone who works at Center for Chaos Containment, he doesn't take the news of chaos very well. Abigail Stone. Wife of Wilson Stone. His time away can be tough, but they weathered many years together. Timmy Stone. Son of Wilson and Abigail Stone. He loves spending time with his dad when he comes back from work. Mert Steele. Created a mobile suit prototype along with his brother. He sketched up the schematics and did the math. Kurt Steele. Creator of the mobile suit prototype along with his brother. He constructed and engineered the suits. Mordecai Booker. Cool suits, can I try? Dave Panpa. For one reason or another, he's been captured by the Top Hat Clan and now sits in their brig. Henry Stickmin. Back in jail, huh? The icy cold cells of the wall will be hard to escape from. Ellie Rose. She's locked up in this place too, but why? Dmitry Jonas Petrov. The warden of the wall. There hasn't been any sort of breakout in the 50 years he's been in charge. Grigory Olet. The warden's second in command and main muscle. He gets brought in for the difficult jobs. Charles Calvin. He doesn't mind helping out an old ally, even if he's currently on a mission. Reginald Copperbottom. Seems you've been managing the top hats in Henry's absence. He'll have to go back to being second soon. Heath Stone. He guards the storage room with his friend. They love to talk about their favorite mobile card game. Isaac Benderson. He guards the storage room with his friend. He loves to collect random trinkets. Horace Johnson. One of the cells responsible for the cell block patrol. It's not that eventful unless all the doors happen to open. Mike Mulligan. Kind of a slacker. He likes to find a secluded place and mess around on his phone. Ibram Jocelyn. A jolly lad. When he's in a good mood, he treats his friends to lunch on their break. Joris Borger. Doesn't speak English too well, but he found a crew at work that he loves to hang out with. Travis Umph. He enjoys his job at the wall because he gets to hang out and chill with his friends. That doesn't mean he slacks off. Olaf Nordgren. He usually makes his own lunch, but won't turn down a free meal. Nikolai Deitram, a master of the Slav Squat. He runs a class on it twice a week in the rec room. Matthews Guardsmith. Don't tell anyone, but his mom brought him those earbuds, and he's a bit embarrassed about it. Gary Man. Captain Lazo Uglevich. The captain of the naval division of the Wall. He's in charge of one ship, the only one the Wall has. Milusz Krakowski. A recruit in the Wall's naval forces. They run sea-based retrieval operations. Foreman Rylick. He finds his work post fairly dull and uneventful. He relishes a challenge. Friedrich Splan. One in a group of members that doesn't speak any English, he supposedly speaks German. Harold Cooper. Got the job at the Wall through his German friend. His English isn't the best, but he's fluent in German. Will Speck. He's the type of guy that won't stop trash-talking the other team when watching a sports game, even if they can't hear. Louis Stoop. He likes his job at the Wall, but hates being stationed out in the cold. Koka Kolinsky. He used to fight professionally, but after losing to a first-time fighter, he hung it up to work at the Wall. Andriy Warzow. People have said he used to lead armies. He really knows his way around a tank, so maybe there's some truth? Karlov Chernik. A master swordsman hired by the Wall to train the employees. His skill with a blade is something to behold. Carl Pinkerton. He may not look like it, but he's traveled the world. His head looking like an orange in it. Newt Stonehill. The Stonehill family is known for their strangely dense feet. Franz Pifrid. Honestly, he's pretty clueless most of the time. He's just meant to look menacing with a spear. Danley Dolce. He's lived in the area all his life and really knows how to handle the environment. Lemoy Kreutz. We called him DK for a while. It's short for doesn't know how to drive. He's since gotten his license. Jimothy Johnston. They never had to take the cars out before, so he's really just winging it. Lee Bumbler. He dreams of starting his own gaming company. He's already got a name picked out, named after himself. Lily Wagner. A fairly recent employee of the Wall, still getting into the swing of things. Nadja Merkova. She's here as part of an internship. Her real dream is to open up her own complex. Rollins Pemberton. He spent 3 years undercover at the wall, waiting for the right time to bust out all the captured Top Hat members. Jim Pinkson. He loves jelly and jelly sandwiches. There's so many possible combinations. Kado Ito. He's known how to bend since childhood. He's kept it a secret until this moment. Ryan Halberd. One of the youngest plays at the wall. His dad is one of the higher-ups, so he gets special treatment. Joe Joshson. Just joshing he's heard that joke about 7 million times. Gordon Smith. Having a newborn at home caused him to lose lots of sleep. He's been falling asleep at work a lot lately. Joey Walnut. Tends to order enough food for 3 people and eat it all on its own. Sal Mann. He forgets to bring his uniform to work at least once a week. Sten Villo. His favorite post is on the fire escape. He can watch the snow fall into the ocean below. Kendrew Johnston. He gets a lot of slack for wearing sunglasses at night. That's just his style, baby. Alex Kempter. He's been trying to get his SAM turret installed in the complex for years, but can't get through to bureaucracy. Arnold Schwartz. Always the loudest one in the room. His voice is booming for his size. Wilhelm Kragus. He may struggle with technology, but when it comes to action and combat, he excels. Sure Shot Sherman. One of the top riflemen in the Top Hat clan. He's leading the mission to rescue Henry. Thomas Cheshire. He enjoys Henry's brief leadership. People could tell he was bummed out when Henry was missing. Mr. Cool. He rarely speaks, his charisma speaks for him. Wild Willie. He thinks he's a prospector from the 1800s. Seems he went on a bit of a rampage, granting him a stay at the wall. Gastro. Practitioner of the dark arts of Becromancy? He's a toilet wizard. Of Feekromancy. Punkhauser. He's part of a notorious German biker gang. He's the only member to have been caught so far. Uba. Found frozen deep in the snow on Solbard. After falling out, he regained consciousness and became hostile. Angry Mike. A wanderer traveling in the desert. He became notorious in the area and had to be collected. Jack Stigay. Crazy loud Irishman. Not quite sure what he did to get locked up but he probably deserves it. Gus Garneau. This guy is a 4-armed alien. Apparently he used to be a big-time racer. Ace Apex. The raddest dude at the wall. Just a total bro. Melvin Pullridge. Even though he's extremely nervy, he loves hanging out with the boys, trademarked. Derek Gorlick. Doesn't have much of a sense of humor, at least during work hours. Colby Phelps. Thinks of himself as something of a detective. He can easily become hostile if he suspects any foul play. Dan the Man. He wants to go by Dan of Steel, but it was taken. Little Mikey. He is honestly not supposed to be locked up at the wall. He was just in the wrong place at the wrong time and they took the fall for someone else. Pierre François. The most notorious baguette burglar in France. He was finally captured when he tried to take down the biggest bakery in all of France. Babushka. While babushka is a female term, he wears the title with pride. He has a soft interior and looks out for the downtrodden. Carol the Clown. He ran a huge circus scam 10 years ago. He avoided the bus multiple times by dressing like a clown. Polis Petrovich. He won a sweepstakes and got to name a planet after himself. Kyle Baxter. He's actually the world's CCC liaison. The goal is to get priority during any possible chaos incidents. Sean S.C. Lemmings, a natural leader mainly because it's the role he was assigned. Mark Emu. He said he tried not to laugh, but then he laughed. That's ground for capture. Misha Shashavo. He used to be part of a crazy group of mercenaries. He was the only one to be captured, and he's honestly probably the most sane one now. Peter Waylands. He did one of those scare people to bring down the land values so he could buy it for cheap bruises, but was foiled by a group of kids and their dog. Ray Rudolfo. He came down with a case of leprosy, so he's been put in quarantine with the other sickly mates. Henry Stickmin. What could happen next? Reginald Copperbottom. Being the leader of the Toppat clan is something he takes a lot of pride in. Right-Hand Man Reborn. His defeat by Henry left him in a bad shape. Cybernetic surgery brought him back stronger than ever before. Ellie Rose. After escaping from the walls, things had really opened up. What's in store for her? Liam Rogers, an elite helicopter pilot. He usually calls dibs on the bigger helicopters. Vance Kite. He's heard it all. Don't try to talk your way out of an arrest with this guy. Jack Dugan, a sniper from New Zealand. He was specifically recruited by the Toppat clan in the Avengers-esque end credit scene. Frankie Pizza. He dreamed of playing for the Boston Celtics, but his basketball skills were never good enough. Norm Hexter, tech specialist in the government's ranks. He designed this EMP system. Howard Lipton. If he doesn't have his morning tech tea, then he's completely useless in the field. Victoria Grit. One of the strongest captains in the Toppat raid. She has several successful missions under her belt. Gerald Gruff. His voice is about 2 octaves below average. Billy Brown. For 7 years, he's never washed behind his ears. Orb Lamp. He's very high-strung. Being a soldier might not be a good career path for him. Dandy Lons. He's found the perfect combination of laundry detergents. The scent is the most amazing thing. Major Herschel Panzer. This is the first time his combat suit is in the field. He has a son working hard in the police force. Lucas Broomhandle. The youngest of 5 siblings, he takes to a new hobby every week. June, July. She was born in August. Timo Soimi. He grew up in Finland, so he doesn't require sunlight to function properly. Ollie Anderin. He's addicted to baking shows. He's always tried to bake along, but failed after 10 minutes. Gary Atrix. He's getting up there in age, but he's still as spry as and any youngin in the squad. Meryl Goldenfold. He's always wanted to grow a cold beard, but it never quite comes in all the way. Anthony Lee. When he was free, he ate a bumblebee. Frederick Munster. His hat is literally made of cheese. Nobody will bunk with him. All part of the plan. Smooshed Sammy. His first day in the Top Hat clan, he fell on his hat and it got smooshed. The name just kinda stuck. Pablo Sleuth. An ace detective in the Top Hat ranks. There's no problem he can't eventually solve, and he's always armed. Captain H.J. Canterbury. He's one of the men in charge of information gathering. He has a brother who works in the police force. Thomas Chips. His father, Alan, is the co-founder of Electronics Entertainment Expo. Filbert. He's part of the checkpoint inspection team, but he really wanted to just sit on the train. Jim Pulp. He's the type of person that always passes out on a trip. Darius Johnstonite. He is a gemstone appraiser within the Top Hat clan. He evaluates how much their stolen gems are worth. Mr. Job. He was going to start his own computer business, but was beaten to the punch by someone with the same name. Joanne Scone. Hold the phone, is that Joanne Scone? The one that owns all the loans? Al the Pal. His high charisma made him a valuable member of the clan. Nobody has ever reported having issues with him. Stanley Grass. He has 2 blades of grass growing out the top of his head, and he's very sensitive about it. Wallace Dagwood. Used to be on the front lines, but he took a bad hit to the face. He's been running more of a support role since. Icepick. Since he's stationed in a snowy environment, he wanted a cool nickname. Now he's stuck with it. Sten Lundgren. A regular at the establishment. He comes in every day to read the newspaper and have a cup of coffee. Helmut Vlickif. Fresh out of a bar fight, he's been laying there for a solid 3 hours. Perry Sherman. He likes collecting the bottles from all the patrons. He works a long shift every day, so he's usually pretty pooped. Mysterious Vagabond. A drifter who comes into town lately. Seems like he's not just passing through. Con West. He was in the music production business, but one plagiarism accusation later, he gave up and joined the Top Hats. Right-hand man. He still serves as Reginald's number 2. His extreme loyalty is what a Top Hat member should strive for. Sal Malone. He used to be in the Mafia, but wanted to branch out because he felt there are already too many Italians. Mr. Lincoln. He's not related to the president, he just looks a lot like him. Whitehead. He wanted to be named after a snake, but most people just think of pimples when they hear his name. Patty Pride. Purple is his favorite drink. Henry Stickman. He keeps getting harassed for being a criminal. Eventually, he became fed up and joined the Top Hat to make it true. B. Hampton. This head conjugree at the Stickmin Space Resort. He was one of the first Top Hats to convert and help with the transition of the others. Carlos Candela. He's bad at pool, like really bad at pool. I mean, look at the technique. Just sad. Elizabeth Greenay. She's here on our honeymoon, one of the Stickman Space Resort's most common bookings. Lars Grenay. He's here with his wife for their honeymoon. Both of them has always wanted to go to space. Snowcap. He picked a far-off station so they wouldn't need to do much work. Clement Warrentine. He was fed up driving trucks for a living, so he turned to smuggling. Now he's one of the Top Hat's best drivers. Mr. Macbeth. He often been compared to an ape, which he takes as a compliment. He hates when people don't take him seriously. Blas Connors. His ego is one of the biggest in the entire Top Hat clan. Matilda Ivy. She is probably the coolest hair of a Top Hat member, and she knows it. MF Jones. If you mess with him, he'll mess you up. His full name is Millhouse Fillmore Jones. Bartolomeo. An opera singer who was refused payment after a show. The Top Hat clan offered him the revenge he was seeking. Larry the Guy. Why are you asking about cables? He doesn't know anything about that. Grunt. He shows up to the Top Hat clan dressed like this. They're not gonna turn down a great fighter though. Mischievous Martin. Part of the planning division of the Top Hat clan. He used to run legendary pranks. Mr. Teal. He thinks his hat is teal, but it's more of a cyan, really. Don McGill. His RPG character owns a magical shop. Or was it a ship? General Gale Force. The results of their ship raid seem to have led to a large promotion. He's now a specialist in dealing with the Top Hats. Charles Calvin. He has experience with multiple different types of flying vehicles. He gets brought in for special missions only. Smokia Tyson. A chain smoker if I ever saw one. He smokes a pack an hour, but it gives them some kind of power. Martio. Every time he jumps, he makes a super loud noise, like a tennis player. Louis G. Even though he's taller, he's always been his brother's shadow. He really doesn't mind though. The Witch. The Top Hat's clan's main herbalist. She totally embraced her nickname so she could be rather odd. Sheriff. Just one of the many political figures in the Top Hat clan has in their pocket. The Ruffian. Usually out on the front lines for the Top Hat clan. His hat has taken lots of damage over the years. Tin Tintin. He can only say one word, the details are unclear, but I think time travel is involved. Gone Hunter. He loves rock, paper, scissors, but always throws rock. Losing never crushes his spirits, though. Ken Japan. He's got a hole in his face and is a master of rock, paper, scissors. People feel weaker after losing them. Carol Cross. One of the higher-ups in the clan. She's extremely strict and by the books. You don't want to cross her. Stu Pendles. A series of events has caused him to owe money to Carol Cross. This is very bad for him. Bucket Hat. Bucket Hat. Five Eyes. He wears glasses, so should it be called Four Eyes? Where's the fifth eye? Talon Circus. He was recruited out of the circus. He is an acrobatic wizard and really difficult to deal with in a fight. Crusher. He can crush an apple in his bare hand. That's about it. The Magician. He can pull your spleen right out of his hat. He used to be a professional wrestler, but that ended very poorly. Mr. Fatlip. He's got a pretty bad lisp. He's not actually a big fan of his nickname, but it's really hard to change these things. Scar. He despised the name after a previous Scar. He dibs the name after the previous Scar was defeated. Eduardo Giancarlo. A master pickpocket. He actually sought out the Top Hat clan and joined them. Usually it's the other way around. Jeremy Steinfeld. He lives in an apartment in New York and wonders what the deal with everything is. Geoff Constanza. He's very neurotic and constantly causing problems for himself. Top of the line robot built for missions that go hot. Hannibal Burns. You can never tell if he's paying attention because he always looks so relaxed. Smokestack. People think his name is because of the hat, but it's actually he's a pyromaniac. Dusty. He had one of the longest runs as leader of the Top Hats. He moved so slowly, people often thought he was dead. Cloudface. He lost his position as leader because people could understand the commands through his beard. Randy Radman. Ran the Top Hat era clan through the Party era. Things were a blast until they were bankrupt. Ronaldo the Brute. One of the fiercest leaders the Top Hat clan has ever had. Unfortunately, he was lost in combat. Sir Wilford IV. Defeated the previous leader to claim the title. He despises incompetence. Terrence Suave. One of the worst leaders the Top Hat clan has ever had. He would launch rage that made no sense, just for the thrill. Mr. Skyscraper. He's got a tall hat, so of course he needs a tall nickname. Earrings. His earrings function for battle purposes besides looks. They can blind people with a bright flash. Red Crimson. He thinks his name is awesome, but it's pretty redundant if you ask me. Jock Kensington. A bit of an eccentric leader, he's always walked around with his gold eagle in his hand. Sven Svensson. He took over leadership when the previous leader and right-hand man went missing. Gus Briggs. Hit the bricks, pal. You're done. He said that joke about 80 times during the arrest. Sir Hattie. He's always crying. People think it's from the loss of his old friends. Chip Crumb. He's got some crappy second-hand top hat when he joined. He's really been rethinking his membership lately. Ryan Reynolds. He could have been a model, but wanting to do something more important with his life. John Frog Pilskin. A master when it comes to self and infiltration. Greh. Gordon L. Banks. A tech wizard. If it's electronic, he can work his magic. Amelia Turtle Esteban. A demolition expert. She loves blowing stuff up and hates when things take too long. Mr. Goldblum. He used to be CEO before he was found embezzling funds to the Top Hat clan. Howie Houtzer. He was an orphan taken in by the Top Hat clan. They gave him a name in hopes he lived up to it. He hasn't. Pink Man. He's not affiliated with any chemistry teachers or cartels, he just has a pink hat. Amber Downs. This is his first tour and he knew it would be a doozy. Rupert Price. He's been going on more and more intense missions ever since his police days. Bort Sampson. He thought he had a unique name, but he's met at least 5 other Borts. Mr. Fick. One of the Top Hat's best chefs. He makes the fattest burgers and juiciest steaks. Peanut. It's ironic because he has a clear peanut energy. The Leprechaun. He totally embraces his appearance. He's even adopted a terrible fake Irish accent to complete the ensemble. Ali Jean. Him being like wicked mental. Big up yourself. Antonius Sparta. He can kick through a solid steel beam with ease. Right-hand man Blue. He's been required to protect Henry at all costs. The Top Hat loyalty is so deep. Can it really be completely removed? Stephen Willis. He doesn't do combat at all, but he's often needed to run as support. Wayne the Stone Jensen. Headstrong, he's been wanting to take the leadership for a while, he just hasn't found the right opportunity. Rock Cool Steve Dallas. He's been waiting for a leadership position to open up. He's not going to let it slip out from under him now. Dill Tally. He's always wanted to go on a stealth mission. He tries to be stealthy in every mission he goes on to make up for it. Alice Hamilton, the evening reporter at BCC. She's a fairly new reporter, but she's been doing a great job. Bert Cortis, the head of communications in the Toppat clan. He's the liaison between the leaders and the rest of the Raycon team. The Marble Man. He's not strong like marbles. He's not strong like marble, he just likes marbles. Wilhelm Kragus. He's been a Toppat member for over 40 years. His English has improved throughout the years, but he still has an accent. Bloodhound. A master at hunting down people and objects. He's the guy responsible for filling up the brig with bounties. Tane Florgenstow. His hat wobble technique is something to behold. Sarah Conifers. She's a firm believer that AI will one day try to take over the world. Waxwell Gex. His parents named him after a lizard. Or was it a gecko? Pendle Toad. His favorite ice cream is Rocky Road. Elmer Paisano. He moved out to the middle of nowhere to start fresh. I don't think it's going so well. Marcus Byabeard. Talks like this, he does. I'm not sure why I am. Gremlin. She's extremely scrappy and feisty. It's rumored she grew up on her own in the woods. Mr. Villain. He speaks and behaves like a 1920s movie villain. I don't know if this started before or after he joined the Toppats. Hazmat. He really wants a hazmat suit. He's peremptorily claimed his name, but who knows how long it'll take to get the suit. Audrinold Schwartz, an elite Toppat member. His commanding voice is perfect for leading men into battle. Janae Fredrickson. He used to be a mayor, but fled when plans to smuggle a large diamond out of a museum were uncovered. Albert Poishley, one of the wealthiest Toppat members. He tends to fund most of the expense operations for a high profit. Jack Hugman, an up-and-coming member in the Toppat clan. He has yet to make a name for himself. Paul Ascot. His entire career has just been delivering bad news. Holy cap! The hole in his hat was caused by the laser incident. The Bookie. The man in charge of cooking the books in the Toppat clan. He's a big stickler for rules and keeping things in order. Chuck Wellington. His great-grandfather is the inventor of beef. Allegedly. Fred Finestone. He's always runs around barefoot and shouts a super loud catchphrase. People tend to avoid him. Dr. Vinch to Plinch the Sign. A solo practitioner that specializes in cybernetic surgery. She travels the world in her boat, which doubles as her workstation. Reference. A short-range spirit. If you are punched by him, you are sent into an alternate timeline. You can also swap places with Henry. Mac Dandy. His forger skills are top of the line. His forged paintings are a big source of income for the Toppat clan. Ham Bag. He was down his luck selling ham out of a bag when he was found by the Toppats. Blueberry. He only eats blueberries. Nobody's ever seen him eat anything else. Thomas Chestershire. He preferred it when Henry was leader of the Toppat clan. Hat Girl. She kinda just appeared and joined the ranks. People have said they saw her in a spaceship or something. Handsome Harold. He's in charge of keeping the Toppat's collection of information organized. Jeffrey Plumb. He's always been an ideas guy. His head is just big though. It's not because of an extra large brain. Misdemeanor. She's very proud of her name, but she was too lazy to check if it's been used before. Barbershop Bill. Even though he wears a barbershop hat, he sucks at cutting hair and is even worse at singing a cappella. Alfonso Krutz. Pronouncing the sh sound is very important. He gets offended if you pronounce it as Alfonso. Floyd Winters. Fortunately, his friend Harry doesn't show up in this game. Dave Pampa. He spent a long time in the top echelon. His life will probably never be the same. Matteo Gorchev. One of the three people at the wall that actually knows how to operate a tank. Dmitry Jonas Petrov. He's lost quite a few teeth in an escape incident, so now he speaks with a lisp. 10 pence. When he joined the Toppat clan, he only had 10p to his name. He kept the name to remember his origins. Weak sauce. He's been on the verge of getting kicked out of the clan multiple times. Mr. Angry. This guy has an actual anger problem. It doesn't help him fight or anything, it mostly just distracts everyone. Daima Pensky. This is his first time ever being out of the country. He didn't know there was this much green in the whole galaxy. Dolan Turkov. He has a personal vendetta against the Toppat clan, so he makes sure to come on this mission. Todd Tater. He used to be a Spudson, but he married into the Tater family. Bill Cook. Before he joined the military, he lived in the house of way too many people. Konrad Bukowski. He joined the military with his twin. They always been on missions as a pair. Calvin Bukowski. He joined the military with his twin. They've always been on missions as a pair. Bob Pants. His father was a pants salesman, but he broke tradition and went into the military. Paul Penn. He's claimed he was related to Sean Penn, but he's never been able to prove it. Ivan Petroskva. He forgot to switch out his Yorshanka before coming into the jungle and sprinting up a bunch of shares. Grigory Olat. His arm is still freshly broken after being hit by a car during the escape incident. Stoneface. You'll never get emotion out of his face. Quincy Tafflemuffin. His family has been a Toppat clan for generations. He never really made a name for themselves, though. Fred Worst. He really is just the worst. Nancy Popo. She's been going on mountain climbing expeditions in the area. Nobody is tempted to map the mountains here. Natasha Titan. She hangs out with her pal Travis at the tavern every week. Maybe one day she'll get the courage to ask him out. Travis de Groot. He lost his eye in explosive incidents. He used to be mercenary but gave up that life when the updates stopped coming. Josh Taylor. He's really excited to be part of such a big mission. You could say he's a bit overconfident. Drake Camper. A relatively new recruit. He hasn't really learned all the ropes yet, including the one about loose lips sinking ships. Quentin Alabaster. He has a couple greenhorns placed under his watch, and he's sick of babysitting them. Hank Stockman. He keeps calm in any situation, or at least it appears that way because of his sweet shades. Hayden Brock. He gets bored easily and realizes that making bets makes things more interesting. Mad Lad. He starts his day with a nice can of Kerpow energy drink. Andrew Cobbler. The engineer in charge of Big Boy. He's got stuck on an issue of it and wasn't able to fix it in time for the raid. Daijin Pongelo, the main operator of Big Boy. He'd been coming to terms with not being able to pilot Big Boy into the raid today. Timothy Turner. He used to have two imaginary friends when he was younger. Brock Hollowitz. Just one more tour, then I can go home and be with my family. Ellis Bachchin. He mans one of the many CCC mobile units. There are hundreds of these scattered throughout the world. Phantom. His suit allows him to turn invisible, and he's able to pinpoint locations for nuclear strikes with his rifle. Josh Gonzals. He's been a gamer since 2008, but only plays free-to-play games, so you can catch him wearing the default hat. Peter Maryville. He always wears a helmet. You never know when a stray bullet might come flying. Augur Crip. He has pretty good stats for the cost. He's also pretty good which can't be targeted adapt. Beans. He's just thinking about those beans. Curly Brown, one of the smartest Top Hat members. He has a PhD in cartoon logic and physics. Dr. Glass. He's not actually a doctor. Actually, nobody calls him doctor. Can we get this title changed, please? Skeeve. This guy is seedy, even for a Top Hat member. Keep this on the down low, but I heard they're planning to cut ties with him. Barry Bruh. When it comes to frantically clamoring for weapons, he can't be beat. Beer. The beer. 500 free. One of the many beer. He always strives to improve his hot dog eating and bug collecting skills. Meeting of the beers. Ellery. The fusion of Henry and Ellie. They have the fierceness of Ellie and the luck of Henry. Hobbits. He towers over his other Top Hat members. He's always engaged in the pre-fight banter. Popped Top. He couldn't figure out how to fix his top hats, now people just call him Popped Top. Cool Joe. He managed to make it back after being locked up at the wall for several years. Good thing there was a breakout. Orange Hat Kid. He's fought of a dance that also works as a great exercise move. Toby Mac. This guy is too cool for school. The lady just can't stay away. Pasta Primavera. He's formed a crew here in the Top Hat clan. They're all got their start in Italy. Figaro Mulligatawani. Part of a small Italian crew, they all joined the Top Hat clan at the same time. Parmesa Lasagne. Him and his crew joined the Top Hat clan at the behest of their boss. Link. He used to be a hero, but then he took an arrow to the chest and was in the hospital for 3 weeks. Lonk. He just lost the game. Crabman. He claims the batteries in his back pocket give him great dancing abilities. Conky Dong. If he shoots ya, it's gonna hurt. Mr. Unstoppable. He's been extremely lucky since he joined the Top Hats. Will it last? Jonathan Bravo. I do not know if it's intentional or not, but he sounds exactly like Elvis Presley. Cowboy. Can come up with a very interesting nickname. He just got fixated on the word cowboy, so he settled. Siggy. His top hat is actually a giant cigarette. He's gotta make sure he stays away from fire. Tommy Partridge. He'll help Top Hat raid plans by creating animatics that break down all the details of the plan to aid success. Sleepy Dog. Hang around him too much and you start acting funny.